6, 2025, in the year of our Lord. Another episode of High Off the Glass. I'm about to say the glaze. What the fuck? I apologize for my tardiness today. We are going to jump right in the show because there's a lot of show to talk about. I am here, OThaGreat, 3119 Hampton Ave, Overtime Studios, My City, My Music. We in the building. I don't have any basketball stuff on today. I'm repping the Cards, but yeah, Bill DeWitt spent some money. All right, so we got some show for y'all today. I really wish I got here 13 minutes ago. But we about to jump in the show. If anybody would like to call in, if you all have any comments on anything I'm talking about, 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687. You can call on in. Final Four last night. Well, my parlay is blown. My parlay is blown. It was unexpected. I thought for sure. Okay, here's the thing, right? I knew Auburn. Royal Scales, where you been? I've been trying to. Man, you need to holler at me. You have not been coming through. I know you got a new phone or something. You need to DM me or something, man. I've been trying to get at you. What is it? So the game last night was crazy. Florida Auburn, right? I'm gonna go into that one first. Florida wins 79-73. I thought they could win. But I was with Auburn all year. Auburn looked strong, and I know they finished the regular season a little soft, but they did their thing and they didn't win the SEC tournament, but they did their thing in the tournament, in the SEC tournament, and they got all the way to the Final Four. They've been number one damn near the whole year, so I figured they were able to do it. This is the first all-time meeting in the Final Four between two SEC schools, which is crazy. Florida, only SEC school with a Final Four appearance in the last 4 decades. Can you believe that? They've been in every one for the last 4 decades. Then you got Auburn. It's the second Final Four in school history, both under Bruce Pearl. Chuck couldn't get them there when Barkley went, and they won. I mean, it was a nip and tuck game. Florida just kind of overpowered them. And the messed up part is late in the game, Auburn had the lead, so you thought maybe they were going to be able to pull it out. But it's just Florida's shooting, man. Ever since that game early in the tournament where they couldn't hit free throws, they have was that against? It might have been. I think that was against Arkansas. They have figured out how to hit their free throws. They were doing it. The Cats were balling, man. I fucking hate it because I hate Florida. I don't want to see Florida win. I mean, I didn't even like Florida when my boy Al Horford and Joakim Noah went there, and I didn't like them back then, but I love Al Horford, and that was the last time they won a national championship back to back, actually. So, man, I just wanted to see Auburn do it. Number one, because I picked them. Okay. Number two, I had money on it, and number three, I thought they were the better team. I know Florida can shoot the lights out. I know Florida is strong and they're deep. I thought Auburn was deeper, and they're not. They weren't. They legit weren't. Knocked them out. Like I said, 79-73 final score. Man, it's just Auburn. If they could have, it's not even like they just they got nervous towards the end of the game and they couldn't do what they were supposed to do. It's just they just didn't look good. They didn't look good at all. It was pathetic. Hopefully they will figure it out. In next year. They're going to be heavy off into that in that transfer portal for all these new kids, like everybody else, and we shall see. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it at all. I really thought Auburn had a chance to do something, but they didn't. Now, the biggest upset of the night was the second game, Duke versus Houston. I had Duke winning that. I can't stand Duke, but I figured they were the better team, and they end up losing by 3, 70-67. They literally choked at the end. How they have ran through this whole league the entire year, and the way they just melted away in the last like 8 minutes of this game against Houston was ridiculous. And Houston, they don't have a player as good as Duke's players. They don't. They don't have a player. Not one of their players can you say is better than Malawach or better than Flag for Duke or Knipple. They don't have one player on Houston that is better than that talent that Duke has. But guess what? Will outdid talent for Duke. I mean, they just did. You saw it. Houston went on 11-1 run in the last minute and 14 seconds to win the game. 11-1. They only scored one bucket. Like, how you only score one field goal if you're Duke in the last minute 14 in the game? I mean, they blew the game. They had one. Duke had one field goal in the last 10 and a half minutes of the game. I just don't understand. Houston's defense upset Duke and had them completely discombobulated. They were like the final 8 minutes and 17 seconds of the game. Houston went on a 21-8 scoring run, 8 second chance points. 9 to 10 from free throw. They had 3 steals. L.J. Cryer. Do you know who L.J. Cryer is? Of course you don't. No, nobody know who that is. L.J. Cryer led a leading scorer with 36 points, 6 of 9 from 3. You know, it's just, you never, you didn't see that coming. I just didn't expect. I didn't expect such a blowout. I didn't expect Duke to look so discombobulated, so out of sorts, so we don't know how to handle this moment. Like, this is okay. I'm gonna talk about it real quick because it needs to be talked about, right? This is why NIL. This is why NIL is somewhat of a detriment to college football, college sports, and also too, it's a two-pronged thing. You have the rich getting richer, which means you don't have mid majors, you don't have talent spread out throughout the country. You just have the big name schools able to afford the players, and they pay them, and they go there. That's why you had 3 SEC schools in the damn Final Four this year. You've never had that. You had two SEC schools going at each other. That's never happened before. That's never happened. You had the SEC, which is a football powerhouse conference, and now they've always had, SEC's always had some decent, and I'm sorry, Houston's from the Big 12. I'm sorry, so it's not all SEC. But you've had SEC teams in the past, Auburn, Florida, who have had decent teams and who have made it to the Final Four, and they're in the SEC. SEC always has decent basketball programs they put out, but it's just now all the good talent is going to where the money is, which I understand. You want to get paid. I 100% get that. It's been for decades that you didn't get paid as a player. The coaches got paid. The coaches got paid. The ADs got paid. Those folks got paid. The players did not get paid. So I'm happy that the players are getting money. But it's just like, I mean, come on. When you got that side of it. So whoever has the money is going to get this top tier talent, and then you get the NBA side of it, where all you have to do is do 1 year and you're done. NBA, WNBA, you have to do WNBA, it's gonna be, you have to do 2 years. You have to do 2 years. You have to be at the end of your sophomore year or at that age to even be eligible to be in the WNBA. That's why we never saw Juju or Paige Beckers in last year's draft. You will see them this year because they are eligible now. That is a two-pronged system, which is terrorizing college men's basketball. You have a system set up for NIL deals, name, image, and likeness, which is great. I want to see these players get paid because they need to get paid. But it's only the big name schools getting it. It's only the big name schools. And then you can go straight to the NBA after 1 year away from college, or 1 year away from high school. I really wish they would, and I don't want them to change the NIL. I really don't. I want these players to get paid. I want them to get their money. Again, this may be the only way that that they make money, that these players are able to get a good check and have something for themselves or their families. Because guess what? Newsflash: a lot of these cats won't make it to the NBA. They just won't. They're not. They're really not that good. They're not good enough to make the league. But these players need to get some type of money. But what the NBA can do with making it at least 2 years, do not make it one and done. When you make it 2 years, you have a player like Cooper Flag, who is ridiculously good. Looks like he's NBA caliber talent right now, but could probably use some more seasoning in the college ranks, as you can see last night. Because last night he choked, the team choked. He had a he had a he had a nice little kind of free throw line jumper to tie the game up. In matter of fact, I think when he took that jumper, they were down one, so they would have went up one. He had a good look at it. He posted up, spin middle, went to the kind of went to the free throw line, put his shot up. It looked like it was good. He shorted it. It was just short. That's all. That's all it was. I feel for him, but I really think that he could use another year in the league. Imagine if Jason Tatum stayed an extra year at Duke and he got to play with Zion. That could have happened. It's just these players, they come and they go so fast. Soon as one exits, there's another one that enters, and you can't build any continuity. You can't build any continuity with these teams because it's always moving parts. You can't get any chemistry with these players because it's always moving parts. You can't get any type of you get the school pride because that you're indoctrinated with that soon as you sign that intent letter and like, hey, I'm going to go to this school. But other than that, there's nothing tying you to that school. Like I remember when and that's a bad example, but I was going to say with Melo, but Melo won his first year, so he won a championship his first year. What else was he going to do? And I give props to Coach John Calipari, because he realized, look, us winning a championship or not, you can go to the league right now and set yourself up and your family for decades. For decades, you can do this. So, do not worry about coming back to UMass or Memphis or Kentucky or now Arkansas. Get the money that you can get. Take care of your family. And I don't fault him for having that philosophy. It's he's got a lot of big time players at Kentucky. If you look at the players he coached for the last I think 7 to 10 seasons he was at Kentucky. The list is all NBA high caliber talent. But I just wish these cats stayed in the league, stayed in college one more year, build that continuity with each other, with your teammates, with your coaching staff. It just it would make it easier for my team, University of North Carolina. There's two college basketball programs that I root for. Okay, there's only two that I give a shit about. University of Massachusetts, because I'm from there. Went to their basketball camp back in the day. I wanted to go to that school. I should have focused more on academics, and I could have. That school, number one, and number two, UNC, and probably UNC might be number one. And y'all know what it is. It's because of the GOAT. And Hubert Davis, he doesn't want to recruit those type of players. He doesn't want to recruit the one and done players, which I somewhat understand. But this is the landscape. If Coach K can adapt with his old ass before he retired, before you retired him, which was great, the only feather in Hubert Davis's cap that he can use so far. Why the hell don't you do that, UNC? Why don't you recruit the one and done player? Because you need it. You need it. I mean, you had Baycott retire after being there 3-4 years. I don't know where he's not retired, but graduate. I believe he graduated. I don't know. I haven't seen that dude on anybody's NBA roster. R.J. Dunn, the one who played for them, the one that's the star player. If he gets a look by an NBA team, I'd be happy. If he makes a roster, I'd be surprised and happy. I don't know if he's good, if he's a good enough player to do that. UNC does not get the caliber of talent that they used to. They just don't. I don't know if it's because they're not spending money, or it's because hell, I don't know what the hell it is. I don't. I can't. I think it's two things. I think it's number one, Hubert Davis does not want to recruit that type of player anymore. He just doesn't. Like he doesn't want to recruit, and I don't want to say anymore because when he came in, when he got the UNC job, that was it. You had to recruit. You had to be ready for one and done players because the best talent is one and done. They want to get what they can get in college and go to that NBA. But see now you have it. It's almost it's like the opposite in women's college basketball. They have to stay 2 years, and they can get paid more money by NILs than they can in the W. it's it's the opposite. That's why you have good talent in women's college basketball. You have a team like that's facing off today. You have University of Connecticut and University of South Carolina, two women's college basketball powerhouses. Why is that? Because they retain players because their players rule a professional rule. You have to stay, and number two, it's more money to get. Maybe we throw more NILs at these college players for mid-major teams. A lot of the teams in the Missouri Valley Conference, SIUE, who actually made the tournament. I was proud of them. Y'all gonna have to tap into those rich boosters you have, or those rich alumni you have, or you got to do something to make yourself a viable destination for these blue chip athletes. You just have to, man. I really want to see it. I'm just sick of the one and done, and I'm really sick of my team not taking advantage of these blue chip athletes. But again, man, Houston, I just what is it? I was watching a movie with my daughter last night, so I finished watching both college basketball games this morning before I came to do the show, and I was just shocked, man. I just knew Florida Auburn. You know, I wanted Auburn, but I kind of thought Florida. But man, that damn Houston. I mean, the way Houston, like I said, 8 minutes and you went on an 8 minutes and 17 second run of 21 and 8. 8 minutes and 17 seconds, 21 of 8 scoring. That's it. Like eight second chance points, 9 of 10 free throws, 3 steals. Like Duke could not get a field goal in the last 10 and a half minutes of the, I'm sorry, Duke had one field goal in the last 10 and a half minutes of the game. I just that's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand that. I don't understand how the only way they were able to stay in this game was from free throws. Um, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I am shocked. I'm stunned. I'm happy for Calvin Sampson, head coach of the University of Houston, for going to another championship game. I think this is the second championship game he's been to since a coach of Houston. And hell, I hope the hell they blow Florida out Monday night. I hope they beat the brakes off of them. I hope they give Florida all they can handle. They're going to have to run them shooters off that 3-point line because that is the one thing that Florida can do. They can shoot threes. Houston can do it as well, but not as good as them. Like, good God, it's just stupid. It's stupid the way Florida shoots the ball, and especially when they look so bad earlier in the conference against Arkansas, which I thought Arkansas was going to win that game. It could not hit a free throw. Like, they were so nervous, but you know they were able to power themselves past Arkansas. You know, they made timely buckets that Arkansas couldn't, and they won that game. It's just I'm so shocked at how Houston took it from Duke. I'm just shocked by that, and I'm glad Houston was able to do their thing. Now, To the women's side, it's a bunch of it's it's a bunch of blowouts, man. It's like usual, like the Elite Eight, Sweet 16, bunch of blowouts. I'm gonna talk real quick about UNC Duke because they met in the Sweet 16 last Friday. I was really upset on how the Lady Tar Heels they started off that game gangbusters. They were going up and down the court. Duke could not keep up with them. Duke was on their heels from UNC from UNC's ferocious offensive onslaught. They were piling on the points. They went up, I think, like 12 points on them. UNC gives up that lead, lets Duke back in it. They looked a little good. They looked okay, and then they let Duke get the lead, and then Duke had the lead for the rest of the game. It was disturbing. I was sad at how the Tar Heels gave the game up. I think they could have done better. But that's how it is in women's college in women's college basketball. It's kind of like that in women's ball in general. That's why it doesn't have the eye. It's getting more eyeballs, of course, but it doesn't have the eyeballs you would like because guess what? It's blowouts. It's blowout. It's not talent on talent. It's not good game after good game. Now, and it was the same thing when in the Final Four you had South Carolina. They crushed University of Texas 74-57. My girl, I don't want to say her first name because I'm gonna mess it up. Miss Pow Pow was leading the leading scorer with only 14 points along, but she had 3 boards. They beat the brakes off of the Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns had nothing for them. Tahina, I think it's Tahina Pow Pow. That sister is incredible. She is undersized, but she balls. I love her name. I love her fight. I love how she almost reminds me of Ivo, like how Ivo was undersized, but you couldn't stop him from going to that cup, and no matter what shot he put up, boom, it would go in. Like that was almost always his thing. And my man did. He would do it just like Tahina does. Like you can't really stop that sister. That's why South Carolina is back in the championship game. And then again, another blowout. You had UConn. They did the same thing. They did the same to UCLA, 85-51. Good goodness. Paige wasn't even a high scorer on her team, and they still annihilated UCLA, which had no chance of winning this game. We were robbed of Juju, and I think it was Hud. Hud was the top scorer for UConn, and I believe she had all her points in the first half, which is crazy. Um, we were robbed of Juju versus Page, okay, in the Elite Eight due to Juju unfortunately tearing her ACL. It was horrible, and we pray she comes back stronger with the W, which I know she will. And that's just what I wanted to see. And then with USC with no Juju, it wasn't much of a contest for UConn. I mean, UConn, you all know what it is. It's the same UConn team that's been crushing since the '90s. They've had a little lull. You let Iowa be good with Caitlin Clark. They kind of they took the spotlight from them for a little while. You had LSU take the spotlight from them for a little while with Mulkey over there, Miss Crazy. Even when she was with Baylor, that Baylor team took some spotlight from UConn. They were good. And then you have the outstanding forever dope Dawn Staley. Now, this is something I learned about Dawn Staley today. Now, this I could not believe. This woman was the coach of University of Temple, where she went to school. She was the coach of Temple while playing for, I believe it was the Charlotte Sting. She played WNBA for the I think it was the Charlotte Sting. All I know is the team was the Sting. Now how they did this, because from what I remember, Philly did not have never had a WNBA team. So I guess I don't know how this woman did it, but this woman was able to coach a D1 women's basketball team, y'all. She was able to do that and play in the WNBA on a professional level. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she did it. That'd be like, I mean, let me get somebody. That'd be like that'd be like Jason Tatum playing in the NBA and coaching, being John Schreier, the coach of University of Duke men's basketball, or Duke University men's basketball. How could JT do both? How could he play for the Boston Celtics and coach Duke? He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. There's no way in hell. I don't know. I just want to give Miss Staley her props. Dawn Staley has been a staple in women's basketball since I was a teenager. If it wasn't for her and that, I think it was with the '94 women's Olympic basketball team, there'd be no, there'd be no W. You know what I'm saying? There'd be no W right now. The women that that led that, my girl Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, the always dope and probably close to goat Cheryl Swoops. I don't think Teresa. I don't know if Teresa Weatherspoon was on that team. If she wasn't, she should have been. Like those women were on that Olympic team, and them being so dominant and killing the entire globe in women's basketball is the reason why we have the W right now, because they saw how good they were and how it captivated America. We were sucked in. I know I was sucked in because they were so good. Like the difference between women's basketball then and women's basketball, I say a few years ago, is that a few years ago you didn't have the scoring and the dominance. Now you kind of have that, so that's why the game is better and more eyeballs are on it. But back then when it started, man, the WNBA, women's college basketball, women's Olympic basketball, you had scoring and dominance. Like it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Stanford coach was that Olympic team coach back in '94. Tara Vandersloot, I think that might have been her name. Tara was a hell of a coach. She was super hard on my girl Lobo, which I didn't like, but I get it. Um, but man, and then women had to go through the fire, like playing in ice cold gyms, playing in gyms with no AC. Like those women had to go through hell. They they had to walk, they had to run, so Clark and Angel Reese could fly. You know what I'm saying? So they could do their thing. Now, I just want to see a really good game with this championship matchup that we have. We got UConn versus South Carolina, right? They're literally playing right now. I would tell you to score, but number one, you can go look it up if you're that interested. And I'm recording it, so I don't want to be bothered with the score. I want to watch it in its entirety when I get home. I just pray it's not a blowout. Please don't let it be a blowout. If it's a blowout on either side, it's not going to be enjoyable. It's not going to get them eyeballs that they want. But I'm going to tell you like this, though. Why in the hell is that game 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock East Coast time, 2 o'clock Central Standard on a Sunday afternoon. Like, come on, man. I know baseball's going and NBA and hockey's still going, but man, you could have had that game on tonight and you would have got way more eyeballs. I'm just saying, like, put it on at 6, 7 o'clock tonight. And I love that it's on ESPN and ABC, so the people that don't have cable, they can watch it on regular ABC on ABC. But still, man. But all I'm saying is I just want to see an epic game. I just want to see something classic. And you know what? It doesn't have to be epic. It doesn't have to be classic. Just make it close. Okay? Let's make it close. A very, highly contested game the entire way. I got South Carolina. I wish I could have done a separate bet on them because UConn is definitely favored, and I think South Carolina will win this. And when I did my parlay yesterday, if Duke and Auburn would have done their goddamn job, I think, what is it? South Carolina was plus 210 if you bet them. So um, there it is. It's all for UConn. All the money is going on UConn, and UConn is a super strong team. You got a Paige Beckers who, and that's another question with her, right? Before I get to NBA and stuff, why hasn't Paige Beckers caught on with white America like Caitlin Clark has. I don't know what it is, and it's you can't say, well, she doesn't have a rival. Her rival was Juju. They were going at it. They were going at it last season. Tough, great games. They were going at it this season. Tough. I watched the regular season game between USC and UConn. It was a decent game towards the end, and USC blew them out. They had it in hand, but it's just I'm just shocked um, that she hasn't. Why hasn't she caught y'all attention? Those of you that love college basketball, those of you that love to watch, that great white athlete. Why the hell haven't y'all been watching her? Like I don't get it. Is it because y'all don't like UConn, or is it because I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it because she blonde? I don't know. Um, there was I think one of the rumors or one of the bullshit reasons, someone's just grasping at feathers with this is because she's not as good. I disagree. I think she's good. Now, does she take them Steph Curry type threes? No, she doesn't do those. Caitlin does those, but to me, she's still good. I mean, she's good as shit. I think she's dope. I love watching her game. She's very unselfish. She likes to pass first, but she will get aggressive on you when she has to. So I don't know. I don't see. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I don't understand what it is. I don't know why y'all don't embrace her like y'all did Clark. But we shall see. I can't wait till she gets to the league, and I hope she busts Caitlin Clark's ass because I don't like Clark. I think, matter of fact, let me put it like this. I don't like Clark. I don't like her game. I don't like all those long ass threes. When she hits them, they look good. With Steph, I don't like that game out of Steph. To be honest with you, I just when he hits them, they look good. But when you're out there, but see, here's the thing. I don't like it out of Steph because he has transformed basketball, and now you got kids, high school players, college players, other pros trying to emulate that shit, and they can't do it now. Three-point shooting has gotten so prevalent in basketball that no matter what level you're on, you're good if you can do that. And that's exactly what's happening now. You have players that can shoot that three and are good at it. So, and now everybody and their mama is doing it. You have people that you have games that are decided by a three when they don't have to be decided by a three because literally you're only down one or you're down two, you can tie it. Now, if you want to just win it, okay, boom, you take that three. But you really, guess what? That's an ill-timed three. Maybe just go for a two, which is the easier shot, the better shot. You go to overtime and win it. And or more importantly, you're down one. Why the fuck are you shooting threes? You're down a point. All you need is an easy two. Boom, you can get it. So it makes no sense to me. I don't understand it on any level, but that's what they do. That's what they do. They almost shoot themselves out of games by shooting threes that they don't need, and that's that's the NBA that Steph has brought. That's the WNBA that Clark is about to bring about to make happen. I hope that the W doesn't fall victim to it like the NBA has. Like, God, it's just ugly. It's just ugly when you see people shooting threes that they have no business. That's all there is to it. But I want to see a great game today. I hope, like I said, South Carolina gets that W because this is a rematch for them. They lost earlier in the year to UConn. This is a rematch, and of course, Miss Staley, she always downplays the different things, in a game. But this is, you saying that this is just about winning the championship. We get that, but this is two pronged. You can get back at UConn, and UConn was the last team to win back to back national championships in women's basketball. You can stop. You can shoot them twice. You can you can stop them from getting this one, and you can show them who's dominant by winning your second back to back. Winning your back to back. So that's what I want to see happen. All right, so there's been a narrative this season, right? in the pro ranks that um, the NBA isn't. It's hard to watch, and it's too many games, and the games aren't good, and the stars don't play. Okay, you know what? That is um, that is a narrative that sports journalists that don't watch basketball have permeated. They have made that a huge talking point. Racists who don't like basketball unless it's all white players or college players or mostly white players. The racists have pushed that narrative because they hate the NBA, they hate that league that's controlled by the players, and it's the blackest it's the blackest league in America, and not because just by sheer race, because even baseball has black players. NFL is mostly black, but the NFL players they aren't smart enough to take control of of their contracts and their power and to force the NFL to give what is it guaranteed contracts. If they would do that, they could easily do it because from what I keep hearing, the NFL is the richest sports league in the world, or richest sports league in America. Excuse me. So if the players were smart, they could force the owners to give them guaranteed contracts. They could legit do it. But do they do that? No, they don't do it. They just it's they're they're a bunch of just uh, soldiers who just and soldiers at the lowest level who just take their marching orders and whatever you say do, boss. And that's what NFL players do. And it's like the only ones who push back against that, they're labeled as outcasts. They're labeled as extremists, or they don't put the team first, or they don't put their teammates first, and they're selfish. Da 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 da. But no, they see that bullshit and they're calling it out. So that's I wish more NBA, more NFL players had a backbone and were more conscious, and they could do the same thing. NBA players are smarter than that, and they have taken control of their league, and they've done it. It hasn't been the best. Okay, it's been I've liked it, but it also has come as somewhat of a detriment because you just have top heavy teams, L.A. Fakers, Phoenix, Clippers. Um, you just have top heavy teams across the league who don't have depth. So if they make it to the playoffs, when they get to the playoffs, when they meet a team who has great depth, boom, they're out. In Denver Nuggets, you can look at them because they have no depth on their bench. All they have is a starting five, and that is it. Um, so been it hasn't been perfect for them, but I respect I respect the way the power that they have, and I actually watch these games. You can't come with the narrative of they don't play or it's too many games or the games aren't that good. That's bullshit. You had how many? You had, let's see, one, two, three, four, five classic games. You have five classic games to what is it to talk about? Five classic games that happened in the NBA this week. The first one was on Monday. And you had the champs versus Grizzlies in Memphis. It was a good game to start the week. Didn't think Grizz would be that formidable after firing their head coach Taylor Jenkins nine games. But 9 games before regular season was over. Like, why the hell would you do that? But that's the Memphis organization. Now, I get it. It was sloppy, but I think it was a needed firing because number one, I've said it for years. Taylor Jenkins to me is not a good coach. He does not make adjustments. When he does his little halftime interview and they ask him, so, Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half? Well, yeah, we got to have Ja, facilitate more, and we got to have this person do this and this person da 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 da. You come back to the game third quarter. Guess what happened? It's just more Ja. It's just more Ja throwing the ball down the thing. What up, Joe? So that's all you have. It's quite pathetic. Um, just more and more Ja. Now I guess the Memphis GM and ownership have seen that. They fired all of Jenkins' assistant coaches last season, gave them all different assistant coaches, got a new game plan where that's not all we do is just, ram the ball down your throat with Ja. So they're doing something different, and it kind of has been sloppy. It hasn't really worked, even though they've had what I think when they fired Jenkins, they were the fifth team in the West, so it wasn't tragic, but they still fired him nonetheless. And ever since they did that, the team has been playing inspired ball. C's had to fight them off, but they handled them and they won 117 to 103. So I was excited to see that because that's what they needed to do. Boston was in Memphis, and the one thing about Boston this season is, what did you miss? We go back and watch this, and you'll see what you missed. I talked Final Four last night and women's college basketball. What is it? Championship game today. But Boston does great on the road with winning road games. So them winning in Memphis wasn't in doubt or wasn't a thought in any other direction. They're gonna win this game. Memphis just fired their coach. They're reeling, and all they have is Ja Moran, and I think Jared Jackson Jr., who ugly ass jumper. It goes in. I think that dude needs to work on his mid range instead of taking them ugly ass threes. But I digress. We got the win though, 117, 103. Now, and like I said, they play the champs play great on the road, so the home games are where they need to focus their energy. Next night, you have Steph. He hits 12 threes to beat the Grizzlies, 134 to 125. The Grizz only lost by 9 with this ridiculous scoring barrage by Steph. I don't understand. That would have been that was Tuesday night. That would have been the number one story. But guess what? It wasn't. If it wasn't for Joker going off for a never done before stat line, 61 points, 10 assists, 10 boards, he would have got the win. And Steph, that's why we forgot about Steph and nobody really watched that game because this happened. And this was between Denver and Minnesota. And this game was in Denver. This was not an easy game to win. This was not an easy game to play in, and I just want to. And Ant-Man, who struggled in the first half, came alive in the second. Had 20+ points in the second half alone, and that was the only reason that stopped Joker from having that ridiculous stat line because Ant-Man put it on. He finished with 34 points, 8 assists, and 10 boards. Inside shooting, outside shooting. That's what I love about Anthony Edwards. Now his decision making outside the court is not the best, but I'm not here for that. This is not first take. We do not talk that bullshit here. We talk ball and cannabis. And one thing that I will say, and we want to do ball today because we don't have time for the cannabis. That man is what you want from a basketball player on any level. I'll post you up. I'll take you to the cup. I'll drain this 3 on you. And I'll come down and I'll pull up at free throw line or at the dot or on the wing and drain it. Like that's what he does. That's why Ant-Man to me doesn't get enough props. I think if he was a little more, I think if he had a little more, damn, I hate to use this dude's name, but it's the truth. If he had a little more Grant Hill in him, man, he'd be the face of the damn league. But he literally said he doesn't want it. And shout out to, and yeah, Grant Hill was in that Sprite commercial with him. But if he had a little more of that clean cutness in him, man, he'd be talked about like no other, man. He'd be up there he'd be talked about. And granted, his skill makes you talk about him like that. Like that's how good he is. You have to put him up there with JT, Joker, KD, Bron, Luca. Like you have to put him up there with all those dudes because that's how good he is. Like I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. He couldn't be stopped in that game, especially in the two overtimes. They had two overtimes. They needed two overtimes in that game. This game was an instant classic. It was an instant classic. What is it? T Wolves had Ants back in late in the game too because what is it when he started to get double teamed, he kicked to other players. McDaniels, boom, hit a crucial three. You know, Conley hit a crucial three that they needed. Hit crucial shots. Even Rudy Gobert, a goofy ass, was hitting points in the paint that they needed. And that dude, that's another one. And his basketball IQ. No, unlike Ant-Man, his basketball IQ needs to go up a couple notches because he can take himself and his team out of games by just being an idiot. Like he does that, but not in that game. It was funny in the crazy part, right? Denver still had a chance to win it with, you got Joker putting up a triple double. And but what's also funny about that is when Joker scores the majority of the points, they lose. Statistically, they lose. Look at the stats. Whenever he scores, 40 or more, 50 or more, they lose. They only win if he facilitates, if he can get the ball to other people. Now Jamal Murray wasn't playing. I get it. That's their second best player. To me, I think that's their best player because they don't win a chip without him. They don't beat teams that they're supposed to beat in the playoffs without him. Jamal Murray is what gets that team going. I bet you if you would have asked Joker would say he's their best player. I promise you, I think he would say that. But the funny part is they still had a chance to win it. Westbrook had a timely game-deciding steal in double overtime, goes to put the layup up, and I don't fault this man. They faulted him for putting the layup up instead of dribbling the clock out. Why in the fuck would he dribble the clock out? Well, number one, he's not a strong free throw shooter. He doesn't want to go to the line, and making a layup is boom. You just and you but he shorts the layup. He shorts the damn layup. Can you believe that bullshit? What up, Neil? Holla at me. I want to see that cannabis gun you got. Because that motherfucker look dope. What is it? So how do you just let this dude? But he gets a crucial steal. He puts up the layup and he bricks the layup. So he blows that part. Then Minnesota race down to the other side of the court. Russell sits there for a second. Shit, I cost us the game. But then he's like, nope, it's not over. He runs back. Daniels shoots a three because they needed it to get back in the game. Or to get the lead for the game because I think they were down. I think they were down 2. So he shoots the 3, and Russell, being just heavy-handed, fouls dude shooting a 3. And the fucked up part is, I'm gonna say it. You had to call that foul. You had to call that foul. I know you don't like seeing refs decide the game. I know you don't like to see somebody shoot free throws to end the game and to decide the game, but that's what it was. Okay, Russell got a crucial steal that they needed, which was great. Missed a game-winning layup. Then comes down because if they do that layup, they go up 3. So boom, that's game. I think they go up 3, so that would have been game. Dude shoots the 3 and he fouls dude. He fouls Jaden McDaniels, and Jaden goes to the line because he's a pro and he drains his free throws. He only hit he didn't drain all 3. I think he hit all he needed was 1 because literally when Russell fouled him, time had expired. The game was over. So all my man had to do was hit 1. And another thing too, that's another thing. I'm sorry. They were down. They were up. They were down. Was it game time? Yeah, all they needed was 1 free throw. So why he shot a 3 in the first place, I don't understand. But he makes his free throw. They go up 1, boom, and they win. So, yeah, I'm not mad at Russ. I'm not. Somebody else should have helped Joker out with that scoring. Besides, what is it? Besides Joker, because the only people that were out there late in that game, and Aaron Gordon hit some crucial threes. He took one I knew he wasn't going to make, and he ended up making it. To me, you have to use the paint, and you have to take mid-range shots. I don't understand why these players, and I get it, you want to do that because you don't have to deal with defense. You don't have to deal with going into the paint, somebody knocking you. You don't have to deal with all that shit. But still, you have to do it. You gotta, like, Aaron would have done his team a service if he would have took a couple mid ranges late in that game instead of all threes. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, again, I thought that was bullshit. Another classic game. Champs lost to Miami. Wednesday night, 124-103. They have been Miami has been rejuvenated since beating Butler and the Warriors last week. Bam and Tyler were incredible. Those cats, they had the high for scoring. Bam Adebayo, he was a beast. I don't understand why we couldn't contain him and why we couldn't do nothing with him. It was disturbing to me, and the game was in Miami. But you got a Miami team who lost. Let's see if that was you got a Miami team that that loses to that beats the Grizz. We beat the Grizz. So you figure we should be able to beat Miami, but no, we turn around and fuck around and lose to Miami. That really pissed me off. I think we could have won that game. I don't know if it was they were coming off just leaving Boston. They weren't on a road trip. I don't know. I think you know what it is too with Boston. When Boston's on a road, like a for real road trip, they play better on the road. When it's okay, you had last two games are in Boston. Boom, you got to go do this one at this team's gym. Get a break, then do this one at another. They don't play good. They just don't. Now, if it's a straight, you're out of Massachusetts, you're out of Boston for such and such games, and it's all a road trip. Then they do good because they know what it is. But it's almost like they're mad that they gotta leave Boston and not sleep in their beds that night and go play a road game. Their play almost shows it. So that game kind of pissed me off, but I get it. Miami is hot right now. Miami is they're feeling themselves. They're finally starting to get their swagger back. Their Miami culture is starting to come back. I think it was Charlotte. It was Charlotte is the team they beat. Like about a game was the last game they played before they played Golden State in Miami, and they beat Charlotte. So because they had like an 8-10 game losing streak going, breaks that, win that game, then they play Golden State. A couple days later, and beat the shit out of Golden State, and I was so happy to see it because I don't like. I used to like Jimmy. I think Jimmy is a prick. I don't like the way how he has to just shit on the bed and just make it as nasty and as awkward as possible every time he wants to leave one of these teams. And then not only do you make it shitty and awkward for them team to trade you, you don't pay the people who you rent your house from. You got a mansion, you got a luxury mansion, and the ones you lease it from, and you don't pay them, and you don't and you fuck the house up. Like, yeah, that's some off the court shit I'll talk about because to me that just shows you're a piece of shit. You're a multi-millionaire, but yet you run out of town with owing people money. But yet you love Miami so much, and you had the nerve to say last year, if I was healthy, we would have beat the Celtics and we would have went to the finals. Motherfucker, if you treated the fucking regular season like you gave a shit about it last season, you probably wouldn't have got hurt in the first round of the playoffs, and you weren't worth a fuck for Miami. And that's why Pat told you to shut up. And the only reason your ass bitched and cried about being in Miami is because they didn't pay you. And if I'm them, why in the fuck would I give a super max deal to a 36-year-old who isn't showing me effort? And I get it. Pat Riley dropped the ball too because he never got them another superstar that they needed because him and Bam and Hero were not enough. Hero was on the trading block damn near every year. Butler was there. So I get it, but you didn't have to be a dick about it on leaving and play your contract out. And then here's another thing. You didn't have to shit on your teammates to get it. That's all it is. You didn't have to shit on your teammates to go to another team. Oh yeah, and the team that you wanted to go to was Phoenix. That didn't happen because Bradley Beal, Ernie Grumsfeld, the old Wizards president and GM, gave Bradley Beal, someone who does not deserve it, a no trade clause. Him and I think Bron are the only people in the league to have that. And Beal blew that deal up because he wasn't going to Miami. So, which which wouldn't have made no difference no damn way. So he wanted to stay in Phoenix. So that's why you didn't get to go to Phoenix like you wanted, and you had to go to San Fran, which you didn't want to go. So I don't know. I'm just really sick of dude. And then you had Thursday another the instant classic game along with Denver, Minnesota, which that was. You had the instant classic. You had the Thursday battle of the old heads, Fakers versus Dubs on Thursday. Warriors pulled it out, 123-116. It was an epic battle, epic. Just like the other games from last week, instant classic. Steph led all players with his 37 points. Dubs definitely look revitalized since they got Butler. I'm not gonna lie. Podzemski is benefiting the most because this dude is butt open in the corner. He is butt open in the corner. He is butt open on the wing for threes. I don't think Podzemski has shot anything other than a fucking three, and he's drained them because, like I said, he's ridiculously open. They're keying in on Steph. They're keying in on Butler, and who's the one? And they're definitely not. They ain't worried about Draymond. Dre's not shooting no threes. Who's there? Boom, Podzemski, and that's what he lit their ass up. He had 28 points and 8 of 10 from three. Shit. Uh, I don't like either team. I can't stand the Fakers because that's LA. That's the biggest rival with my champion Celtics. And but I was happy that the Dubs didn't choke it away. I was so worried that Golden State was going to choke this game away because they love giving Fakers calls, and the game was in LA, so they love giving them calls. And then when you turn the ball over, which the Dubs did late, and you come down, it's time for them to shoot a three and take it. But the last possession that they had of the game, I'm sorry, the last crucial possession that they had of the game when they can actually do something, which was like I think a minute left, minute something left. They could have actually still done something to get themselves closer and to possibly pull this win out. Instead of shooting an open three because nobody was guarding, they weren't on Luka like that. Luka drives. He has mental health challenges. Who has mental health challenges, Joe? Luka, instead of shooting a somewhat open three, drives and puts up a runner that had nothing on it. It looked like an air ball. It was so uncharacteristic from him. It kind of it showed me. Oh yes, he does. I don't know. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I mean, he's. I don't know if he has mental health issues. If Jimmy Butler does. Joanna, one of the favorite people. What up, Barry's in the house? What up, bruh? I'm surprised you got here so late, but Barry's definitely in the building. I don't know if Jimmy Butler has mental health issues. He may. I don't know. I just think he's a selfish, self-centered prick. I really do. I mean, you charging $20 for that punk ass coffee you got, like $20 a cup. Like, I get it, you doing that in the bubble. You're surrounded by millionaires; they can afford it. But like at an average coffee shop in Miami, this dude's charging like $10, $15 a cup for fucking coffee. Get the fuck out of here, please. So I can't even do it. He was abandoned by his parents. Well, yeah, a lot of us were. Well, but his mother was at something I said, something the Bulls did for him before he left Chicago. His mother was there, so he may have had one parent, but I get it. I get that. A lot of shit. I was abandoned by my daddy. And shit happens. That don't mean you can be an asshole. But all I know is the Dubs pulled it out. I was shocked by that. I just with the way they choked, right? The way the Fakers kind of choked in that game, and Luka especially. And I'm not gonna front. Bron he looked a little tired. Are they going to be able to handle themselves in the playoffs? Because if the playoffs started today, guess who play each other? Oh yeah, Golden State and LA. They would play each other. The 4 and 5 would match up. With oh shit, no, I'm sorry, I apologize. If it started and see, that's the thing, that's what's so great about these last few games of the NBA season. Its seeding is still right there. Nothing solidified yet because 4 is Denver. They would play Golden State 5. Fakers are 3. They would play Minnesota 6. Minnesota would beat their ass. I really think Minnesota would beat their ass. I think Minnesota's they have more continuity together, other than getting rid of Cat and oh shoot, it was another player that they got rid of, another good player. Other than getting rid of those two guys, I think Minnesota is figuring it out. They took them a while because they didn't play like they knew what they were doing, but I think that they would figure it out. And I just wonder, will LA be able to play at that? Because that was a playoff caliber game Thursday night. It just was. It was playoff caliber. It was playoff caliber with Denver, LA. It was playoff caliber games this week. That's why I went on my diatribe. There's no way in the world that you could say that the NBA has been bad this year. Your sorry ass has not been watching. You just haven't been watching. That's all there is to it. And also, too, I want to go through this. If the playoffs were to start today, I'm going to start in the East because the Eastern Conference is the best conference. You would have the Cavs, number 1 seed, play number 8, and that would be the winner of the play-in. That would be the winner of the play-in 7 and 8. So they would play the 8 seed, and then 7 and 8. 7 would play the C's. They're the second team, and for the play-in, you got Chicago, Miami, and then you got Orlando, Atlanta. So that's that for the play-in. Let's see. You would have a third seed Knicks versus Detroit. Which we've been saying, Detroit, New York, watch your ass because Detroit is not playing. That is going to be, I think Knicks can pull it out, but do not let Cade get hot, and do not let that team get supreme confidence because New York, you will be in trouble. 4-5 matchup, you got Indy versus Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee can pull that out. And then you have in the West, you got the number 1 seed OKC versus play-in, which is you got 2 play-in teams. 7 and 8 is Clippers and Grizz, and then 9 and 10 is Dallas and Kings. And I really think Kings are going to get knocked out by Dallas. That's if the play-in started today, because the Kings, man, all the momentum I thought they had by getting Doug Christie and getting rid of Mike Brown, and they did good at first, and you got new players coming there, and Zach LaVine, and talking about we not having fun and this, that, and the third. So I don't know what the hell is going on with them. So yeah, that's who you would. OKC will play the 8 seed, and then of course number 2 Houston, which is the number 2 seed. That's still mind-boggling in the Western Conference. They would play winner of the 7 or 8. So they will play the 7 seed. And then you got Fakers versus Minnesota, like I said, and then Denver versus Golden State. And that one right there, woo, I don't know who to call in that one. I probably would go Golden State, but the money would be on Denver. So I don't even know who Vegas would have in that when you have Steph, someone who's won it multiple championships, MVP versus Joker, MVP, 1 championship. Yeah, they're probably going to go Golden State because Golden State has a better team. Denver is they don't look as strong. So that's that. That's the NBA playoff picture if it started today. I'm here for it, y'all. Like these games, it's playoff intensity games already because you have teams who are trying to finalize their seeding. I really thought Boston was going to try to get that number 1 seed from Cleveland because Cleveland went on a little losing streak there, which was great. It was great to see it, but unfortunately we did not see it. So you still have Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to hold on to that number 1 spot. So that's basically it. I think on my way out today, we are going to shout out the 2025 Basketball Hall of Fame inductees. Basketball Hall of Fame is always near and dear to me. That place raised me. I was going there since I was a baby. The first location for the Basketball Hall of Fame was at Springfield College in Springfield, Mass. I went there as a baby. My aunt took me. And I don't know what it looked like. I was a baby. Then it moved to downtown Springfield, Mass, and it was this huge building. It was really cool. Like when you drove up on it from I-90, 91 in Springfield, and 91 will take you. 91 will take you from Springfield to Boston, New York. That's a major highway for us. When you're on the highway and you look over at the old Hall of Fame, it had like silhouettes on the side of the building. So as you're driving by it, it almost looked like the players were doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see, like one silhouette would be a leg, another one would be a ball, another one would be an arm, another one would be a half a arm, a half a body, a half a leg. And as you're driving by it, the whole picture like plays itself out. It was so cool. It was just so dope seeing that place. I'm still hurt to this day because when I was 16, I applied for a job there. I don't. It was an internship or a job. I don't know. I think it was might have been a. I can't be honest with you. I don't care what it was. I would have worked at that place for free. I wanted to. I had all the qualifications. I interviewed extremely well. I was so pissed off when they didn't hire me and they hired someone else because I wanted that job so goddamn bad just to work in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Like you guys don't understand if you've never been there. Every year you see the greatest people, the greatest players who have ever touched that ball, and coaches and contributors, just working there. You see them because they come in, they do photo shoots. They come in and they do now the ceremony is not done there. It's done at Springfield Symphony Hall, which is another part of downtown Springfield. That's kind of like our famous building. I actually when I graduated high school, our high school graduation was at Springfield Symphony Hall, so it's like the prettiest building inside we have in Springfield. So that's where the thing you all see on TV, that's where that's at. That's at the Springfield Symphony Hall. But all the other stuff is done at the Hall of Fame. Except the stuff that the Mohegan Sun has stolen from us. I don't understand how Springfield and how the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame isn't ran by the same people who used to run it, a local organization. No, it's out of state now. I think that's why, and the Hall of Fame doesn't look as good as it used to, because when I went there last season, I was highly disappointed. I can't wait to go back though. Hopefully they improve it. Even the gift shop needed work. The gift shop could have been better, but they have a new Celtic last spring. I mean, I saw a Celtics exhibit that was opening up either late last year or early this year. So I'm surprised there's been no talk about it too. They haven't even advertised it. So I want to see that, but it's just you. I remember in '98 when I was home after I did my boot camp for the Navy. I was home for 2 weeks, and I was blessed. That was the same year that Larry Legend was going in, right? So I'm like, wow, I'm home. So I'm gonna try to do what I can do. News said that there's a new statue, and that statue is still in the Hall of Fame to this day. There was a statue being given to Legend, for the Hall of Fame, and he was going to be there, and he was going to, receive the statue and thank the people and this, that, and the third. So at the statue unveiling, he was not there, but I was right the hell there because I wanted to see the greatest Celtic that I had never ever known at that point. I mean, to me, Larry Legend was Jordan for us. That's all it was. But there was a real Jordan. He was in Chicago. That's GOAT. But for us, like the closest we had was Legend. Again, I've said this before. The holy trinity of basketball is Magic, Legend, and GOAT. That's it. Jordan, Magic, and Bird. Those are the three. And if I could see any one of those three, I'm a do whatever the hell I can do to do it. And all I had to do was go downtown to see it, which I did. Took my ass down to the Hall of Fame and was in there for a couple hours waiting for a Legend to show up, and he never did. Because that's the thing with Legend. People in Indiana know this, and people in Massachusetts know this. Larry Legend does not do crowds. He does not give a shit about crowds. He does not need your adulation. He does not need your applause. He does not need your kudos. Magic Johnson, he likes that type stuff. Magic is different. He's a Leo. Actually, I don't know how good I do with compliments, but Magic loves that, and Magic is a people person. I'm a people person, so I get that. Magic runs towards crowds. Legend runs away from him. So it made sense that he didn't show up. So that was my closest chance. But man, I'm just telling y'all, if y'all get an opportunity to go in the summertime, right? Because if you go in the summer, they do things throughout the summer. even in the spring too. I think they do it, and they might do it year round, where you'll have an NBA, ex NBA player, an ex college, well known college basketball player, and they'll just be in there signing autographs. They'll just be in there signing autographs, taking pictures, kissing babies. They do that. They put it. They have like a calendar, and they'll put on it. I remember when I was there in 2019. I want to say Chauncey Billups was at the Hall of Fame that day, and I can't remember the other players. Oh, and I think in that same year, no, I think I know. In that same year, that legend got inducted in '98. My guy with coached the Cleveland Cavaliers in the '90s, was the head coach of the Seattle SuperSonics in '79 when they won a championship. Lenny Wilkes. Yeah, Lenny Wilkes. He was there. He was being inducted, and he signed autographs and talked to all people. He was hella cool. So that's what it is. When you go to the Hall of Fame, you get to learn about the game. You learn the history of the game, which is amazing. It's the greatest sport ever to be on this earth. Thank you, Dr. James Naismith. You're a god. Thank you for inventing it. And he invented it literally because you had college football players who were bored as shit, and the Massachusetts New England Winners were killing them because there was nothing for them to do because they couldn't go outside and do shit. They were stuck inside of a gym. So what the hell are we gonna have them do? All right, here, I'm gonna get this basket. Throw this thing in it. I'm gonna cut a hole in this. Matter of fact, no, fuck it. I'm just gonna put this basket up. Oh shit! Okay, every time y'all put it in there, it gets stuck up there. So let me get the peach basket down. I'm gonna cut a hole in the basket. So then, boom! When I'm gonna put the basket back up, when you shoot it in there, when it goes in, it'll actually come out. I don't have to take the basket down. It won't slow down the game. He did it because he had college football players who were bored and they were sick of being trapped inside, and he had to give them something to do. And when he started the game, it was just okay. Here's a basket. Throw this thing at it. It kind of looked like a ball. It wasn't, but it looked like one. And he had to come up with rules because these cats were football players, so they started tackling each other. I mean, the history of this game is almost as beautiful as the game itself. And then you got this man named John McClendon, who was basically, oh my God, John was the link between Dr. James Naismith and black people in basketball, and he was the link. And John McClendon, oh my God. They have a thing for him there. To me, it's not enough. It needs to be more. Like, look that man up. John McClendon is the reason why African Americans dominate this game right the hell now, because of that man. And he learned from the inventor. So, want to give a shout out to the inductees for this year. Players, we have we got Melo, Carmelo Anthony. He's getting in. Of course, he's first ballot. Now, Dwight, I'm gonna get to him last. Sue Bird, definitely first ballot. Maya Moore, first ballot, so good. Sylvia Fowles, she was good. I think she played for Minnesota as well. She was good. I want to say, I think she was the illegitimate kid of Karl Malone. I kind of thought she was, but I could be wrong. Now, Dwight Howard. You know what? I'm going to ask this to y'all two right there that are in the IG right now, and if those of you that can answer this question for me, 515-599-1687. Does, what is it? Does Dwight Howard, does he deserve to be in? Does Dwight Howard deserve to be in this? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think he's deserving of it. I know he's one of the greatest centers ever. He's a great player. He has a championship. I just don't know if he's deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Did he change the game? Did the game change for him? What did he do that was so ridiculous? So I need someone to help me out on that, because that's somebody I would not put in. Referee, they're putting in Danny Crawford. Danny Crawford played a lot of games. I mean, he reffed a lot of games. He had his biases. To me, I would not put. There's not too many referees I'd put in that thing, but I guess Crawford is one of them. Coach Billy Donovan, very deserving. What is it? Two-time national champion with Florida, University of Florida. Again, he did the cool sticker dunk in the. Right. The Dwight Mirror. No, exactly. Joe called him the Dwight Mirror. Barry, I'd love to know what you think about this. He did do the cool sticker, and he tried to steal Superman from Shaq, but that's about it. Billy Donovan, head coach. Like I said, he's deserving. He was pretty good with OKC. He's been okay with the Bulls, but be honest with you, he's made it to a couple playoffs, but that was only with with the OKC team. But I think, you know what? I think he did make a. They won the play-in, I think, last year with the Bulls, and then they were able to get into the playoffs. So I mean, he's barely made it with the Bulls. He made it with that OKC team because they were stacked. They had Russell, and I think they had PG at the time, and he had decent OKC team, so they did make the playoffs. So I get why he's in. Contributor, executive, Mickey Arison, owner of the Miami Heat. I get that. And one that's going to be really cool, I hope they all show up for this, would be the '08 United States Men's Olympic team. That is the Redeem team. That team is awesome. They had to get the gold back after the '04 team got a bronze, so it was shitty. So they had to do their thing, and they actually did it. So, you know, I was proud of that team, and that team had Kobe on it. So, you know, they're going to honor Kobe and Chris Paul, Jay Kidd, Bron, Chris Bosh, Melo again. Like, that was a sick team. So they definitely deserve to be in it. I'm about to get up out of here. We did another episode of High Off the Glass. It was a lot of basketball. I will definitely come back next week with our Marijuana Minute. We're supposed to be having a special guest next week. I think it's a playwright. Montego Rebel will be back in town. He'll be joining me, and we're supposed to be having a playwright next week. I'm going to tease that for you guys. That's supposed to be happening. So we will be back, and just pay attention to this NBA because it has been great. Women's college game today. I hope it's good, and I hope the championship game is good, and I hope Houston pulls it out. Let's go, mighty, mighty Boston Celtics. Keep smoking, keep hooping. You can find me, OThaGreat, OThaGreat on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebitch, and High Off the Glass, High Off the Glass, the spelled THA on IG. THA is spelled, it's on IG, and it's on Facebitch, so hit me up. Yo, thank you for rocking with me, IG folks, and I love y'all. Keep smoking, keep hooping. We out.